This is probably the easiest, fastest, most flexible, and most beginner-friendly way to build a rental website that I've ever seen. You don't need any advanced skills. You don't need any coding skills. If you can click the same places I do in this tutorial, you can create a rental website this weekend. This website can help you rent out anything: houses, apartments, couches, private jets, wheelchairs, tents, costumes, you name it. If this sounds interesting to you and you're looking for inspiration on what to rent, check the description down below for 44 categories of items that you can rent out. And make sure you stick around to the end of this video so you don't miss anything. Also, there are timestamps down below for your convenience. Hi, I'm Bjorn from WP Learning Lab. Now let's get started.
And if you want to follow along with this video but you don't have a hosting account for your website yet, you don't have a domain, there's a link in the description down below that will take you to this page where you can get 80% off of hosting with SiteGround plus a free domain name. I've negotiated this directly with SiteGround just for you, so you can take advantage. If you already have a domain name, you already have a hosting account, feel free to click the table of contents down below to jump forward in this video, and you can skip this part. But if you need hosting, this is where to get it. So once you're on this page, click on Start Now to claim the $2.99 a month plan. These prices that you see here, you can lock them in for 12 months. So the $2.99 is good for 12 months. After 12 months, it goes up to $17.99. That's for one website. The more you pay, the more websites you get and the more resources you get. And SiteGround also includes a lot of stuff like speed optimization, site security, daily backups if you have one of these higher plans. Actually, no, daily backups for all the plans. And SiteGround is a great host. I've been using them for years. I'm going to choose Get Plan for the $2.99. If you want to claim that discount, the 12 months is the one you want. If you go for 24 months, you'll see the price goes up. That's because it's averaging the first 12 months to $2.99, the second 12 months is $17.99, and this is the average you get. So 12 months will lock you in for the best price, although you're going to have to upgrade to the regular price once the term runs out. Costs $35. You can charge it to your credit card. After you press Pay Now and the payment's processed, you'll be in your SiteGround account, which looks a lot like this. And yours look a little bit different than mine because I have my websites and services here because I've been using SiteGround for a long, long time. You will probably not have those, but you will have these tabs at the top. So when you get started and you log into your SiteGround account for the first time, head over to Websites, click on New Website in the top right, click on the New Domain option, click on Select, and here you can type in an idea for your domain. Let's build websites. As an example, you'd obviously type in what you want your domain name to be. And through that link in the description down below, you can get this domain name for free for the first year. So .com is taken, .nl is available, .org is available, .academy is available. If you want a .com, you're going to have to choose a different name since that one's taken. But if you're okay with a different extension, or you want a different extension, there's lots of options. In fact, every extension that's available on the internet, you can get through SiteGround as well. But they do vary in price. So the first year is on me. The second year and years beyond that are going to be on you. Normally, domain names right now are about $17, $18. But this one here is $47. And that looks like a discount. This one could be $71, .berlin. These ones here have no discount, so that'll be $35 a year, $50 a year for .camp and .blog. So just look at the prices of the domains because you don't want to get sticker shock when you have to renew in the future. Pick a domain name that you want. Click on the Add button to add it to your account. Once it's there, you can then go through the rest of the steps to build the website. I'm going to choose a temporary domain for this example, and this will be it right here. And this will be the exact same steps from here on as you would have if you chose a new domain on this tab, or even if you chose the existing domain option. Click on Continue when you're ready. Click on Start New Website. I'm going to choose WordPress. And down here we set up a login, username and password. Just going to generate a password. Didn't like the one I added. Let's copy that to make sure I have it. I'm going to click on Skip and Create Blank Website because in this video we're going to build out a brand new website from scratch. And it's going to be blank. So if you click Continue, there's some more options you can add, various add-ons that SiteGround gives you. I'm going to choose the blank site though, and here are other options anyway that SiteGround can give you. You can skip these, you don't need them. You get weekly backups with your SiteGround account, and you can back up whenever you want to by going into your SiteGround account and clicking Backup on the website. So you don't really need the premium backups unless you really want them. The premium CDN is for loading your content faster. When you're first starting out, you probably don't need it. There's also lots of other options that provide CDN services. You don't have to buy them through SiteGround. Check my channel for more information on that. Click on Finish, when you're ready. And this is going to create our website. It's super quick. It's all done already. Click on Go to Site. Here's our newly installed site on our hosting account. Super plain theme. This is the 2025 WordPress theme that we're going to delete almost immediately, but this is what your site's going to look like when you first get started. Now we're going to head into the WordPress dashboard to customize it. The first thing we're going to do inside the WordPress dashboard is some admin stuff. Some stuff I like to get done right at the very beginning of every website just so it's out of the way. First, we're going to go to Posts. We're going to delete this post right here. Click on Trash right there. It goes into the trash. It will stay in this trash bin for 30 days and it'll be automatically deleted. Or you can click in the trash, hover over Hello World, click on Delete Permanently. Now it's gone immediately. We're going to go into Media, make sure there's no images found that aren't ours. Sometimes themes install images here which you can delete. Other times they don't. Quite often they don't. But you can check in here anyway. We're going to go to Pages. We have a privacy policy page. We're going to keep that. And there's a sample page. We're going to trash that one. I'll just leave this one in the trash. And then we go to comments. If there are any in here, delete those as well. And then we go to settings and then permalinks. And I like to make sure for SEO purposes that I have the post name link checked here. This is the one you want for pretty much every single website type except for news sites. News sites quite often have a day and a year and a month associated with their post because it's relevant to the news to see how old it is. But if you're not running a news site, I think you should stick to post name. And then click on Save Changes if you changed anything. You can even do it just to make sure. If we go to General, here you can add a site title. I chose Air Bike and Scooter Rentals, play on Airbnb. For the tagline, every WordPress site is pre-installed, usually with just on the WordPress site as the tagline. I'm going to delete that, leave that blank. You can choose your site icon. I'm going to add an image of a bike for my icon. I'm going to click on that, then click on Select Files. This is the icon right here. I'm going to add that. Click on Add a Site Icon. Just going to crop it down. Can't crop it down. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Click on Crop Image in the bottom right. And now when we refresh the page after we save, it should appear up in the browser corner. So the WordPress symbol will have our little bike up there. Let's just save that. And there's our bike right there. If you don't know how to make this icon, it's a special file type. My favorite place to do that is favicon or favicon, however you want to pronounce it, .io. This is a site right here. There's a converter where you can just upload your image file. It'll turn it into favicon files. I got this bike just now from the emojis, and I just found a bike emoji favicon right here. There's flags, there's animals, there's nature, just all kinds of favicons that you can just download and use. Or with the converter, make your own. Or the generator, you can create your own using these generation options. Then you download the files and you can upload them to your site. It's important for your branding, so make sure you don't skip that step. For the WordPress URL and site address, make sure those are both the same. This is your administrator email. Any notifications that are sent by WordPress or certain plugins and themes you install will be sent to this email, so make sure it's the one that you check, not just the dummy address. We're going to deal with registrations later on when we install RentalHive and Hivepress plugin. Here you can choose your time zone, the date format, the time format, the day of the week starts on for you, and then click on Save Changes. That's all the admin work done that we're going to do inside of WordPress for now. Now we're going to install the RentalHive theme and the Hivepress plugin to start building out our rental site. So let's go to Appearance and then Themes to install the theme first. I'm going to click on Add New Theme. Then I'll click on Upload Theme. I'm going to choose a file, find the RentalHive theme, click on Install Now, then click on Activate. Now we have the RentalHive theme installed. Now we have to install the Hivepress plugin and various add-ons to make that work. We're going to do that in just a second. First, I've got to tell you, the RentalHive theme is not free. We have to go to hivepress.io, go to the store option, go to themes, and RentalHive is right here. And basically the rental functionality we're building comes from the Hivepress plugin and its add-ons, and the themes just overlay the appearance. There are some customization options as well to tweak the appearance, but really the core functionality comes from the Hivepress plugin, which we can use the free version for. We just need to have a nice theme to present it all. There's a live demo if you want to check it out. There's a bunch of other themes you can use as well, because you might not be building a scooter and bike rental site like we are here in this video. So pick the theme that's suitable for your needs. And keep in mind, with Hivepress and the themes you buy here, you can build any kind of rental site that you want. It's not limited to houses or bikes and scooters. You can rent out chainsaws, hats, boogie boards,
tents for events. You could have rentals for inflatables for Halloween. It's just unlimited, the stuff you can rent out. If you're short on ideas for what to rent out, just Google it. You're going to find tons of things that you can rent, even ones that aren't that expensive to get started with. So back to our work over here on our website, I'm going to click on Begin Installing Plugins, and that's going to install all the ones we need. Check this box to select all of them. Click on Bulk Actions, then click on Install, then click on Apply. Those are all installed. We still have to activate them, so let's return to the Require Plugins installer. Check that box again. Under Bulk Actions, choose Activate, then click on Apply. Now that's installed. If you got RentalHive or a different theme from the hivepress.io website over here, we're going to have to enter a license key. So let's go to Add the License Keys. We're going to paste the license key right into this field down here, then click on Save Changes. And now our theme and plugin are activated. We're ready to rock and roll building out our site. Something really cool about the HivePress ecosystem of plugins and themes is how much you can do. Let's go to Store and Extensions, just so we can have a quick look at all the things that you can do and all the things you can extend your website with using HivePress. Let's go and scroll through here just so you can see. If you want to check this out personally, there's a link in the description down below to take you to the main website, then just go to Store and Extensions. And you can see them all here. A bunch of them are free, some of them are paid. If you want to know more about them, click into any of them. And there's information about what this add-on does, including demos and documentation by clicking on these links here. It's a powerful set of plugins for your rental business. You'll notice on the left-hand side, we had a bunch of things added since we installed these things. There's the HivePress, the main plugin. There's a Listings tab, Hosts tab, Testimonials, and Bookings. And for the theme, under Appearance and then Customize, we have a bunch of options for customizing our theme. We have inside the block editor a bunch of widgets we can use to customize our pages and show our listings prominently and highlight everything we want to highlight. There's widgets for the sidebar to filter searches. We're going to get to all that in this video. And if you want to add some of those extensions we just saw on their website, it's really easy. Just inside of the WordPress dashboard, go to HivePress and then Extensions. You see the full list of them here. The ones that require payment, there'll be a purchase button. The ones that don't, there's going to be an install button. And the ones that you already have installed and activated, just going to have a grayed out button that says active. I recommend you start building out your listings site on the Listings tab on the left here. We're going to start with adding categories, which are going to help us organize the site and make sure we hit all the main things we want to have for our rental business. Then we're going to add listings to those categories. Then we're going to use various attributes to allow our listings to be searchable and filterable by our customers on the front end. So first, let's go to categories. And we're renting bikes and scooters. I'm going to name the first category bikes, since we're a bike and scooter rental website. The slug will be auto-filled once you save the page, or you can just click into here and type it out. You can have subcategories if you want. You can add a description. This is a very simple one. You're going to want to have something a little fancier. For categories, you can add images. I recommend you do that for every single category because it makes your site nicer to look at, as long as the images are nice and it's nicer to use for your customers. Click on Select Image. We're going to upload an image right into here. I'm just dragging and dropping this nice vintage bicycle here. You're going to want to fill out the alt text, the title, the caption, and the description of your image for SEO purposes. I'm going to say vintage bike with flowers for my alt text. I'll make that the title as well, and the caption. I'll make the description too. I encourage you to be a little more specific and detailed for your caption and description, and you want that to be done on every single image you upload. Click on Select Image. Now it's added to our category. For the order, this allows us to change the ordering of the categories. For example, if we have multiple parent categories for various things, the one with the 0 is going to be shown first in a hierarchy. Then you add a 1, that one will be second, then a 2, that one will be third. You get the idea. You can also display subcategories of this category instead of showing the listings. I'm going to keep that unchecked. Click on Add Category, and now we have the parent category right here. We're going to add another one so I can show you how to add a subcategory. Just refresh the page there, and this one I'm going to call mountain bike or mountain bikes. The slug will be automatically done when we click on Save. This will be a subcategory of bikes. Rent a mountain bike is going to be the description. For the image, I'm going to add this guy. I'm going to say on top of the world with a mountain bike for the alt text, title, caption, and description. You're going to want to be a little more detailed with yours. Just as an example, that'll work. Click on Add Category. Now we have a subcategory of bikes. And you can have as many main categories or parent categories and subcategories as you want. We're not going to use them very much in this video. I just want to show you how you can make a subcategory if you need to. I'm going to delete this one. because mountain bikes are just going to be a listing type under bikes for our site here. But I'm going to add a scooter category. Let's do this off camera because it's the exact same process. Now we've added our scooter category and our bike category. Now we're going to add attributes for our listings. Go to attributes on the left here, click on add attribute, and now we're going to fill out this form to create an attribute. But before we do that, I want to show you what an attribute is so you can better understand. We don't have these built on our site yet, so we're going to go to the Hivepress site and go back to the RentalHive theme, go to the live demo of it, and if we scroll down, we see on these listings down here, they have a bunch of additional information like square footage, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, if pets are allowed, the cost. Those are all attributes. So when they developed this demo, they created an attribute by filling out this form for each one of these things: square footage, bedroom, bathrooms, pets, and price. So we're going to do the same thing over here. At the very least, since you have a rental site, you want to have price. So let's put that in here. Make this editable on the front end. You'll be able to see what that is in just a minute when we create a listing on the front end. For the field name, I'm going to set it as price. It has to be lowercase. You have to use numbers and letters and underscores. Hover over any of these question marks for more details on whatever that option is. For the field type, I'm going to choose number. Maybe there's a currency one. Nope. I'm going to choose number since the price is a number. You can add a description. You can add a placeholder. You can add decimals. You can add a range for minimum and maximum values if you want to. For prices, you wouldn't do that, but just so you're aware of what the options are for creating your attributes, you can set all kinds of information. You can make it filterable. That means a visitor on the front end of your site can filter your listings by price. We're going to want that. We're going to want it sortable as well. For the field type, this is different than what we just had up here for field type. This field type is what we're actually entering into the database. This field type here is how the user on the front end is going to be interacting with our prices. So you can have it be checkboxes, dates, that would make sense for currency, numbers, number ranges. I'm going to choose a number range so they can slide the range to be the price range that they're looking for renting a bike. Then the lowest end of the range is going to be the lowest price point, and the highest end will be the highest price point, and then they'll adjust the range and get listings based on that. For the display areas, if we go back to this example here, this display area right here is called block secondary. This display area is called block primary. If we click into the listing, this display area right here is called page secondary. This one's called page primary. Those are the four options that we have for our display areas. Doesn't explain much about them here, but that's what they are. So I'm going to choose, there's also a ternary or tertiary, depending who you talk to. Not sure where those ones end up. Pretty easy to find out though. Just set whatever you're doing to that and you'll see where it goes. I'm going to choose for the price to be block primary and page primary because prices are pretty important. I want it to be front and center. You can add an icon if you want. You can also add a format. So keep in mind what we're creating here is a custom field that's going to be associated with our listings, which we can then fill in when we create a listing. So for this, I want to have a $ or whatever the currency symbol is for where you're renting these out, followed by a slash per hour, for example, for bike rentals. And you change that based on whatever your rental length is or whatever you're renting. I'm going to choose for the categories bikes and scooters. We can create different custom fields for each category if we need to. Then click on publish and we have our price attribute done and ready to go for when we add a new listing. I'm going to add another one live with you. Then I'm going to add some off camera. I'm going to call this one rental duration, which is basically the length of the rental. This might vary depending on the type of bike or type of scooter or what have you. It's going to put duration for the field name. Field type I'm going to keep as number because it's going to be an amount of hours or days or weeks or whatever it is the rental duration is. Going to make it filterable and sortable. Can make it a number range if we want to, or let's make this one checkboxes just so we see something different. For areas, I'm going to have this block secondary, page secondary. For the format, again, this will insert whatever hour value we put or whatever number value we put for our duration. And this will be text that comes before it. Rental duration, and I'm just going to say hours. I'm renting bikes and e-bikes, not renting vacation homes. So it's going to be a certain number of hours that these rentals will be good for. Click on publish. I've got to select the categories. Let's try that again. Select the categories and then click on update. And now we have two different attributes listed right here. We're going to see these as fillable fields in the listing that we create in just a few minutes. I'm going to add another attribute right now, and this one is going to be a little different. It's going to be a radio button. The title is going to be electric, and it's going to allow us, when we create a listing, to display whether this bike or scooter is electric or not. I'm going to make this editable on the front end. For the field name, electric all lowercase. Field type, I'm going to make radio buttons, because it's got to be a yes or a no. If it was check boxes, you could have multiple options, but we don't want that. We just want radio buttons. Click on display in the filter form. Display is a sorting option. Field type, radio buttons. Areas, I'm going to put this in the block secondary and page secondary. I'm going to write electric before the actual value. Check both of those. Click on publish and watch this area right here after I publish. We now have an options section. Click on edit options, and that's going to give us the options for the radio button. You can see the word electric here. For the name, I'm going to say yes. Yes, it's electric for the description. Click on add option. The second one's going to be no, it's not electric for the description. Click on add option. And now that's all done. That's associated with the electric or not checkbox. And if we review our attributes, we currently have 3. And we have our 2 categories set up, bike and scooter. And now we're ready to add our listings. But there's something I want to do first. If we go out to the front end of the website, we have a button here called List a Property. If we click on that, we can add our listings on the front end, but List a Property just isn't the right terminology for the site we're building. To change that text, we have to add a plugin. Go to Plugins and then Add New. Look up a plugin called Loco Translate. This is the one we want right here in the top left. Lots and lots of active installs, 5 out of 5 star reviews, looking pretty good. Gonna click on Install and then Activate. And now we have a new Loco Translate option right here. Hover over that, go to Themes, click on RentalHive, which is the active theme for the site we're building. Click on New Language. We're going to choose a language here. I'm going to choose English because that's the language we're using. I'm going to check this box right here for System Themes or Languages /themes /RentalHive. This is where the translation is going to be. Click on Start Translating. You're going to want to pick all the same options that I've done so far. And here we can translate any text string that appears on the front end of the RentalHive theme. I'm going to search for property, and there's the list of property source text. And when you click on it, it puts the source text down here, and I'm going to put the translation down here. I'm going to say list a bike or scooter for our translation. You can put whatever text you want in here, whatever you want that button text to be. Then click on save right there. Now if I come back out to the front end of the website and click refresh, we have list a bike or scooter. This becomes important because you as the website owner and administrator, you might think, well, it's fine. I'll just have it as list of property. I understand that's not what it is. I'm just going to make it work. But you can also set RentalHive and Hivepress up so that other people can create listings and list stuff on your site. You can collect a commission or even make them pay to list on your site. And so you want to have it, I think, customized to what you're doing. So I think it's important to do that. And that's how you do it. That's how you can change any string or button on the front end of the website. Click on list a bike or scooter, and it takes us into a nice form to list our bike or scooter. This can also be done in the back end of WordPress. If we go back to here and then go to listings and then add listing, this is the same form or the same form fields, just not as pretty. This looks much better, much more fun to fill out, I think. So the first thing we do, pick a category, choose bikes, and then we're going to select images. This is going to be the mountain bike listing, so I'm going to upload mountain bike images, all the same mountain bike, I hope. This guy likes to carry his mountain bike more than he likes to ride it. So mountain bike for listing, the price is going to be, I don't know, $50 per hour. Rental duration, you can have as many hours as you want here, or this could be weeks or whatever. You just have to fine tune the attribute we created where you added a /hour, or I added a /hour to denote hours, but it could be days, weeks, months, years, whatever you want. It is not electric. Tags I'm not going to add, but those will help you organize and help people sort using the tags option. But I find attributes to be very valuable for filters and things like that that are built into RentalHive and Hivepress. I'm going to say rent a mountain bike for the description. Booking offset, this is how many days are required prior to the booking date. So if we put 1 in here, let's put 2 actually, that means if you want to book this bike, you have to book it 2 days in advance at least. If you come in and want it tomorrow or today, you're out of luck, not going to work. It's got to be 2 days at least. How many days in advance can the booking be made? This would be the maximum number of days. So 30 days in advance, we can book this bike. 31 days in advance, can't book it. So when they have the option to pick their date on the booking calendar, it's only going to go out 30 days from their booking day, from the day that they're trying to book it. You can set a minimum booking duration. I'm going to leave this blank because I don't have a minimum number of days to rent a bike. It's just by the hour. You can have a maximum booking duration as well. And booking requests, I'm going to say manually accept new bookings. So as a booking comes in, the admin gets an email and they have to review it and manually accept the booking. Click on Submit Listing, and our listing has been created. Now I'm going to click on List a Bike or Scooter again. I'm going to create a bunch more listings so that we can look at how it looks on the front end when you have a lot of rental options on your website. Okay, I've added a bunch of listings, but how do we see them? Well, on the back end, if we go back into our dashboard, we can click on Listings here, and we'll see a list of our listings. Currently, these are all set to pending because we checked that very last box before we submitted the form. If we're happy with all of these listing submissions, we can check this box, click on Edit under Bulk Actions, click on Apply. For the status, change to Published, click on Update, and now they're all going to be live on our website. But they're not going to be live just yet. If we go to the home page, there's nothing found because we haven't created a page to display them yet. Now there's two different ways we can do that. We can add the blocks that Hivepress gives us to create our pages, which is super convenient, and we can also import demo data, which is super easy. I'm going to show you both methods. So let's go back into the dashboard and open a page. Let's just open the home page, click on Edit to go into the block editor, click on the plus or the plus in the top left up here, and search for Hivepress, and we see a bunch of Hivepress blocks here. Click on Browse All, and you'll see them all listed over here, and they're super easy to use. You just click where you want them to go, click on the actual block, and it feeds it right in there. There's a lot of different settings on the right-hand side to customize what's being shown. So you could have specific sections for this site. For example, you could have a section for mountain bikes, e-scooters, trick scooters. You can have that all laid out on the homepage. You could have just show specific categories or subcategories depending on how you set it up. Super easy to add these blocks. And there's lots to choose from. Here we can see the categories. This is why we wanted to add a category photo much earlier in the video. There's a search form block. This is what people can use to search. And when they use this search, we'll actually use it in just a minute. We'll save this page and we'll try the search. But it's a nice looking search that produces all the results they're looking for. We can add a login form. This would maybe not be something you put on the homepage, but it's a block that's provided to help people log in to their RentalHive, or whatever your website's going to be called, to their account so they can list their own products for rent. And then you can charge a commission, or you can charge them to post the listing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. There's also a user registration form, which comes before logging in. You got to register first, then you can log in. There's a host search form. This is for searching for specific people who are selling stuff on your website. So for example, if you have like Airbnb, you have thousands of people that have listings, but maybe you stayed at a particular person's house before, or you've rented a bike from a particular person before. You want to see what else they rent because they're great hosts. You can use the host form search to find those people. You can also display the hosts. Currently it's just me. And these last ones don't have much going on right now because we don't have testimonials or reviews or listing tags or anything. But you get the idea. You can easily add blocks to the website. I'm just going to save this so we can check out how the search form works. Hopefully I get the right one because one of these is for searching for hosts and the other one's for searching for actual products on the site. I think this one is for products on the site. So let's search for mountain bike and we see the categories on the left and we see our mountain bike right here. There's one listing for a mountain bike. People can come in, look through it, click on the request to book button, and then they can request to book it. There's a calendar. It will show when it's available for people to book it. It's super convenient. So that's the first way we can build pages using the blocks that Hivepress provides us. But there's also demo data. If we head back into the dashboard and go to plugins and then add new, we have to install a plugin to import the demo data for RentalHive. Let's search for import demo data. I think is the search term we want. Yeah, this is it right here. One-click demo import. We install that and then we activate it. And then under appearance, we have an import demo data link. Click on that and we see the RentalHive demo data right here. We click on import demo data. We can check these boxes if you want to integrate with those or not. I'm going to keep those unselected. Click on continue and import. And now it's going to import the demo data of the RentalHive site, and then we can customize it to our needs, but the main components of the site are already built for us, which makes our life a whole lot easier. So I'm just going to pause this video while this installs, and I'll be back in just a minute. It's all done. Just took a few minutes. If we click on Visit Site right here, I control clicked or command clicked so to open in a new tab. We can check out our new site. I say new, it's still the same site, but it's a new design because we imported everything, and it looks super slick. It's even got our listings for the scooters. So it added this image up here and this text right here from the demo data, but then all the widgets that pull in the actual listings, they pulled in the ones we have, plus some extras. We can go in and delete those. But it's super slick, right? This is what you can build manually, or just have it pulled in when you install the demo data and just customize it as you see fit. And if you want to customize the design that you see here, that's also pretty simple. If we head back into the dashboard and go to Appearance and then Customize, inside the customizer, we can go through each of these menu items and customize everything. Even some of the stuff we already did earlier can also be done on the customizer. Under site identity, you can add a logo, you can change the site title, tagline, copyright notice. You can add a site icon. We already added ours. I don't know why it's not showing up there, but we already added it. You can see a little bike up there. Under the colors, we can change the color scheme. The header text color, the primary color, secondary color, and background color can all be easily changed. And when you change them, you can see what is being changed. For example, this is going to change the button color up here, the search color over here. Let's make it orange, a darker orange. That's not bad. So you can go through and change all the colors. When you make changes, make sure you publish before you exit this page, otherwise it won't be saved. You can go through all these tabs and customize it without saving it, but before you leave this page, save it. The header image we can change. That's this one right back here. We can add a new image. Let's choose this image, kind of a hero image, someone who's having a lot of fun. I'm going to move this down so maybe we can see some of the bike in the actual header. It's cropping, and it's placed it right in there. You can see that nice e-bike ready to rock and roll, and it looks much more like a rental site now, or at least for bikes. The text here, you have to change that elsewhere. You can't change that inside the customizer. The customizer that we're in right now is just for overall appearance of the site. You can edit your menus. There's options for the footer menu, header menu. Main menu is one I added, so that's not part of the demo data. There's a properties menu and a social menu, so you can add those and create those where you want to. The widgets allow you to customize the footer down here. We have these various widgets that you see. There's 4 columns, and these are the 4 columns that you see right here. Customize all those. The homepage settings, just setting which page is the homepage, which page is the blog page. We did that earlier as well, but you can do it inside the customizer. You can change the fonts. Any font that Google Fonts has, you can pull in for the heading font and the body font. And additional CSS allows you to paste in your own CSS. If you don't have any CSS chops, don't worry about it. It's probably not needed. Click on Publish to make sure all changes we made are saved, and exit back out of here. And then, hopefully after you put some work in there, the site is customized to exactly what you're looking for and what you want to create, at least the appearance. I mentioned you couldn't edit the text. To do that, we go to Pages. We had our own blog and our own home and our own listings page we created, but the demo data imported new ones, obviously. So you can look at the timestamp to see when the page was created. So this was created in 2021. That's the one that was imported. The one that was created in 2024, yesterday, that's the one I made. So you can check the timestamp. You can delete the old ones to make sure it's not cluttered. If you made the old ones to begin with, you might just install the demo data right from the start. So if we edit the home page, this is where you edit the text. I want to quickly show you the sidebar that Hivepress and RentalHive create for you. If we go to our front end website and open the scooters, for example, on the left-hand side, we see the sidebar. They can adjust the price range, and it'll show only listings in that price range after they click filter. You can select whether it's electric or not, and these are custom fields that importing added, so you can delete those from the back end if they're not ones that you want. And depending on what they choose for the filters, it could be no results at all, or there could be some results that they want. Let's just keep this price set how it is, and then click on filter. And we should have just this one, because that falls within this range of pricing. And if we put max price and say we want electric, filter again, we have the 2 electric options in the scooter category. You get the idea. And these filters are all built for you based on the attributes you create for your listings. So you don't have to really worry about customizing this at all. It's all done for you. And if you followed along so far, you have a completely built rental website where people can come in and they can request to book any one of these. Let's pick some dates for this one, for example. Click request to book. They fill out this form. May I rent it is the optional note I'm entering. Click on send request. That's going to show up in the back end of your website that you can accept payment however you want. You can install WooCommerce and have WooCommerce packages for each one of these and then send a booking link to check out. There's also a couple more ways to get paid. You can have people pay to be able to list listings for rent on your website. You can charge people a commission when they rent something to other people. It charges them a certain amount. You can have the people pay for having listings featured. So you show up at the top of search results as long as they've paid for the featured listing. To set those things up is pretty straightforward. We go into the dashboard for the WordPress site. We have to install two things. First, we have to install an extension for Hivepress. Let's go to Hivepress and extensions first. And we need to go down, scroll down till we see paid listings over here. It's a free extension. Let's install that and then activate it. Now we have that installed and activated. Now we have to install and set up WooCommerce for payments. So let's go to plugins again, go to add new plugin, search for WooCommerce, and then click on install now, and then activate. And then we go through the short wizard to set up our WooCommerce store. Just basic information about your store. I'm going to choose I'm starting my business. For this example, this is our store name, what type of industry, sports and recreation, where is it located? That sounds good. Your email address. You can leave this box unchecked if you don't want to receive tips, discounts, and recommendations. Click on continue. You can uncheck most of these. I'm going to keep get paid with Woo payments on here. And now our site is set up with WooCommerce. You should probably go through this whole checklist just to make sure everything's tickety-boo. We're going to go through some of these things. We then need to add a couple products. So let's go to products and add new product. The first one we're going to add is the listing packages. So I'm going to call this one premium listings. For the description, I'm going to say if you want to post more than 5 listings, you need this package. We're going to have a free tier so they can do between 1 and 5 listings, and then above that have a premium package. We're going to create this as a virtual product. I'm going to make the price $50, and then I'm going to hit publish. And that's the basics of all you need to make that work. To then assign that to your RentalHive and your Hivepress, we go to listings under Hivepress and then packages. And in here, we add a package. We're going to call it the same thing, premium listing. So you choose which WooCommerce product this is associated with. So when they purchase premium listings, it's going to give them access to this package. And you can add a listing limit if you want. So for every package they buy, maybe they get 10 more listings. Or for every package they buy, they get 5 listings. So whatever the listing limit is, you can add that here. You can have listing expirations, so they can purchase this package, whatever it is. And after a certain number of days, that listing disappears from the site. You can also make all the listings featured. You can also have this package recommended on the website, which I recommend you do so people know it exists. We can assign this to specific categories. So you can have different premium listing packages for different categories. If you don't check this, it's going to be assigned to all of them. Listing limit, I'm going to say $999 because I just want them to buy one package and then they can list as many things as they want. When we now go out to the front end of the website and we go to our own listings, us as the vendor up here, we see all these listings listed. If I want to make another one, list a bike and or scooter, and I fill out these details, don't worry about all the extra fields that we currently have now because the import added all those. Let's just add the ones we have to have, the ones that are required. I'm going to select manually accept new bookings, click on submit listing, and now it's taken us to our package. Because we already have a whole ton of listings, as you saw a moment ago, it says we have to get the premium package now. If you click on buy package, you might want to have more of a description there of what the premium package is. We can now fill out this form, we pay for the premium package, and Bob's your uncle. You're selling listings on your rental website. I also mentioned you can charge people to have featured listings, which show at the top of search results. If we go into our listings again here, we see some icons on the right. This is the booking calendar. This is the link to view that actual listing. And what we're going to do now is going to add another icon. So if I go into here again, go to WooCommerce and add another product, go to products actually, and then add new product. We're going to call this featured listing. This is a featured listing. Make it virtual again and open that, give it a price, $12 and publish. And then we go to Hivepress and then settings, and we scroll down on the listings tab until we get to featuring WooCommerce product. Featured listings, we choose as the product. You can determine or set a period for the listing. So maybe it's 5 days if they buy the featured listing. Click on save changes. And now when I come back out here and refresh this page, now we have a star icon for every listing. These are the featured listings. 2 are already featured. That's from the imported data. If you want to feature another one, click on the star. It takes you to the checkout page to feature that listing. That's how easy it is. Now you're getting paid to have listings featured. And the third way you can get paid with RentalHive and Hivepress is collecting a commission on every single booking that's made through your website. To set up the commissions, you have to add another plugin to your site. So if we go to plugins and then add new, this is a plugin that comes with the paid purchase of the RentalHive theme. So if you bought RentalHive, then you're going to have this plugin as well. It's just linked to in the email they send you after you buy it. We go to upload plugin, and this is it right here, Hivepress Marketplace. Click on install now, then click on activate plugin. And now we have the ability to set commissions and a lot of other stuff for our listings and for our website. If we go back to Hivepress settings and we scroll down in the selling section down here, we have the ability to allow sellers to set pricing tiers. So maybe they have they're renting out bikes, and maybe there's a mountain bike with front suspension. There's a mountain bike with front and back suspension. So you can have pricing tiers for that. You can allow sellers to add price extras. So maybe if you check this box, the seller can add the option that they'll deliver the bike to you rather than you coming to wherever they are to pick it up. Or they'll pick it up as well after. They can charge extra for that. You can allow sellers to give discounts based on quantity. So if you book a bike for 15 hours, maybe they get a 10% discount. Or if they book a bike for 1 hour, they get a 10% discount. Just whatever you want to set for discounts. If you want to allow sellers to do that, you can check this box here. And then if we go over to our bookings tab, we have the ability to let vendors set variable pricing. So if they have, for example, during the summertime, maybe they rent out a lot of e-bikes, and that's kind of surge pricing at that time, and it's super popular, so they can have a higher price during that time period by enabling variable pricing. You can also allow security deposits if you check that box. If we go to the hosts tab up here, we can set what I promised earlier, the commission rate. You can have a flat fee in this box here and a percentage in this box here. So if you think of PayPal, for example, they charge 30 cents per transaction plus 2.5%. So you could have something like that set up. And you can set up both of these or just one of them, whatever makes sense for your site. You can include taxes in the calculations, taxes based on the WooCommerce tax settings. If you go to WooCommerce and then settings, there's a tax tab and you can set up all the tax rates. And these commissions that you set here, this will be for everybody. Every host/vendor that's selling stuff or renting stuff on your site is going to be subject to these commissions. But if your best friend is renting things, you want to give them a bit of a better deal, you can go over to the hosts over here, open up your best friend's host information page here, and we can set a commission rate. Only 0.1% and no flat fee for this guy. And so you can override commission fee structures on a per host basis if you want to. Armed with what you've learned from this video tutorial, you can now set up your own rental website and start making money as soon as you promote it and get people setting up listings and renting things. But you could do it in a weekend, the setup for sure. Then it's up to you to promote and actually attract customers and clientele. But you can set it all up with Hivepress and RentalHive for not very much. And the RentalHive theme is only $89, which is for most people affordable, especially when you consider it's an investment in setting up your rental website that you can make money with if you promote it properly. And once you have the RentalHive website set up, the next thing you're going to want to do is click on this video right here to make your website super fast. Once you have a website built, you have to make sure it's fast. So watch that video.